Okay, so welcome to like the single most cursed game you will ever see.
As you can see, it's Fluffal against Ursarctic without the new support from Bode, so it can only go wrong from here.
And as you can notice, we both have amazing starting hands, depending on who you ask.
Yeah, the hands
if you ask me,
interesting.
It's amazing.
You know, my hand is actually, I can get a turn 1 play out if Ash did not have double Ash Blossom in hand, and I only draw 1 Meat Polar.
Okay, let's see where this goes. Welcome to the most cursed. Like, I promise, my deck list is not this bad. It genuinely isn't. The fact that this happened is just, it's disgusting.
It's upsetting.
So, yeah, I Ash that, fine, go away. He has to end, because he doesn't have anything else. I have to end because I have nothing else, right? So now it's him. So he places both the fucking, he places both the fucking infinite.
I place double imperm. This is crucial, remember this for later.
Remember this for later. There will be a test. I just... Okay. Time to draw. I'm finally ready to draw Fluffal, and I pull a fucking fusion, which I can't use. Okay, how about this time? Very genki. Okay. Touch Edge. Okay, what does he draw? Fucking... He can finally do things.
So I have to immediately try and bait for another Ash, or add off Meat Polar. Like, either works for me. I think you can probably see... Yeah, so you Ash that, not that you have Desires, which is obvious. I then follow this up with Desires, and I think you can check my Banish pile.
Okay, so we're going to pause here.
So I've banished off my Banish pile, one for one to send Jet Synchron. Yeah, so I banished it, very crucial, I banished 1 for 1, which I could use to send... I could use 1 for 1 to send good old Jet Synchron to the grave. I banish... I banish 2 of the field spell. I banish, I think, 3 or 4 large bears.
So yeah,
as well as a Maxi.
Ursarctic Departures as well.
Yeah. Ursarctic Departures is really
Mega Polar, Mega Billis, Big Dipper, a Maxi, which isn't a huge loss.
My one of Fishbowl
launchers. Yeah.
So I couldn't go into White Whale.
Another Ursarctic Departure. A Mictanus and 2 Mictanuses.
So I banish both copies of Mictanus and 2 of my 3 copies of Departure and my 1 Fishbowl launcher and my 1 of 1 for 1.
So that was like a really fucking horrible banish.
And you'll see what I draw off of this. Was nothing useful because I drew
just 2 Maxis.
2 Maxis,
right?
Yeah, I drew 2 Maxis off of this, and it doesn't help in this game at all, as you'll see.
So it's my turn. I pull another Imp Chain, and I'm just like, okay, this is where we're going. Now it's Imp Beatdown. That's what this is. It's Imp Beatdown, and I pull another Imp Chain because of the effect, draining my deck. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm desperately trying to mitigate these bad draws by just draining my deck of things that I can't use right now.
Oh, sorry, no, I had a third of that one. So I changed the deck beforehand, so I was running... Mictanus. I'm running the brown bear that I just summoned at 2, and I'm running 3 Mictanus, that's why I changed.
Okay.
So summon him.
You drew a field spell there, right? You drew a field spell?
Yeah, so I had a field spell, so I played field spell, summoned Mictanus.
Which Mick Billis, and that put Mictanus in your hand, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah.
We'll see now. So so that pulled Mictanus from grave.
Yeah, so down goes Mictanus.
Adds back Meat Polar to hand for later.
Yeah.
So I can later get another draw.
Still can't get through my line because there's a 700 attack. I pull a fucking Frightful Patchwork. Okay, I can make it more. Get rid of one of the polarizations. Get another imp. Okay, now it's less likely that I will pull bad again. Right? Defense mode because I can't get through his line.
So I pull the Reborn. I summon McPolar from Banish.
From
Sorry,
Banish.
no, I summon Megapolar from Banish.
Right.
So I can now
because that's a
finally
come from Banish, isn't it?
yeah,
Right, yeah.
it's from Banish or Grave. So I can finally, if you resume this, I can finally go into
Ursarctic
Polari.
Which then he uses his effect, McPolar's effect, to summon him. Pulls.
I use to summon that.
pulls.
Draw cards. Manually tributes.
Manually tribute. Okay, just so manually fucking tributes.
I had to hard tribute Megatanus over
Fucking yeah.
in order to then be able to summon Septentrion.
Septentrion, right? So now we're in business. Maybe he can win.
Maybe I can win because I can now attack over most Fright Fur fusions, but then at the same time, I have a Ursarctic Synchro on the field, which will allow me to use Big Dipper Take if it ever gets to that point, which I don't expect, because it has I think 4 counters by this point, maybe 5. And with how this is going, I don't expect to see a single special summon the rest of the game.
Now, I'm here being like, right, I need one Fluffal. If I can pull one Fluffal, I have 2 Polymerizations, and if really I need to fall back on it, Fright Fur Fusion. Fright Fur Fusion is less than nice, but the point is, I have a Sabers on the field. Even if he destroys it now, I can return an Imp to the deck, bring out the Sabers, summon Tiger. Where's Tiger? Tiger from my deck. Only 2, which isn't great, but that means I can destroy him and him. Okay, now we're in business.
Just need the one Fluffal.
Just need the one Fluffal. I just need one Fluffal. That's all I need. Goes in the battle phase, destroys the Chain Imp. That's fine. Use that to mitigate even more RNG. Pull a Fright Patchwork. Brilliant. Okay, give me a Fluffal. I pull an Ash Blossom. Okay, Fright Patchwork. Let's mitigate more. Get the last Polymerization out of the deck. Get the last Imp. Now I can discard. So end phase, I'll discard a Chain Imp. Pull yet more Fright Patchworks. It's just, and then discard it. I don't need it. Okay. This deck now has in it, it now has a Harpy's Feather Duster, a Lightning ball, I can't remember, a Lightning, one, no Ashes, because I just pulled an Ash. It has no Fright Fur in it, it has no Polymerizations in it, it has no Fusion in it. It has 2 Sabers and 2 Scythes, along with 3 toys, and then I'm pretty sure...
Wait, hang on. Are there 2 Ash Blossoms in Grave? Because I think there's only 1 in Grave, I think.
There's 2.
Oh, there's 2. Yeah, okay, there's 2, right. Yep.
So the rest I'm pretty sure is Fluffals. I think it's 3 Fluffal Dogs, 3 Fluffal Owls, 3 Fluffal Bears. There's a cat, a rabbit...
And your 1-off Penguin as well, I think.
Hang on. 3 Fluffal Dogs, 3 Fluffal Bears, 3 Fluffal Owls, an owl... No, not an owl, sorry. A penguin, a cat, a rabbit...
And 3 wings.
3 toy dispensers. That's 15 cards?
Yeah, 3 toy dispensers and 3 wings.
And 3 wings. 3 wings.
Yep,
So that's
so
18.
18 of these 23 cards.
18 of these cards I can use. I have 2 Sabers in there, which brings it up to 22. 2 Scythes in there, which brings it up to 20.
You have a Scythe on field, Scythe in hand.
Oh, okay. Yeah, one second.
So
That's right.
Deck,
okay, there's 1 more Scythe in there, and I have the Feather Duster and the Lightning, and that's all, right? Feather Duster would be bad, but I can at least wipe his backboard. Lightning, I couldn't use. The 2 Sabers I can't use, the 1 Scythe I can use. So there's only 5 cards in this entire deck that if I pull, I fail. Now, one good thing about this is I can actually look. I can spoil it for you because I do pull a Fluffal Dog. But let's just oh god. Just watch. It's my turn. I pull a Fluffal dog. Hooray! Rejoicing. I play the Fluffal dog. I need to pull another Fluffal.
Okay,
He fucking infinite impermanences it. Something I don't think he ever thought he would do.
No, I've in my entire life never, especially in a Fluffal matchup, have to hard set in any match, hard set double imperm, and then also have to imperm a Fluffal dog search, because I know how hard my opponent must be breaking to have not actually summoned anything so far. So I imperm the dog, and
then this happens. I'm just like, it's okay, I've got a polymerization. I can still summon Tiger. I can put away one of my imp chains. He max these because he's like, yeah, I might as well get a fucking monster out of this, right? Imp Saber gets special summon back onto the field. Okay, here we go. Polymerization. I didn't read Impermanence's effect.
Okay, don't worry, because barely anyone else ever has this resolve. Not that they know about it, but it basically never resolves, because Imperm doesn't just negate, because most people activate it from hand. Rarely ever have I gone against someone and actually got the set effects to happen and actually matter. Ash did not know about this effect of Imperm, and so played Poly straight into the column, and it gets negated. Yep,
because if this card was set before activation and is on the field at resolution for the rest of this turn, all other spell trap effects in this column are negated. If you control no cards, you can activate this card from your hand, which is normally what you do with impermanence. That's the normal use.
The normal way is you imperm from hand.
So I'm like,
on your field.
It's okay. I have polymerization. I actually spend a good minute going, what the fuck just happened?
Yep,
so I'm like, okay, I've read Impermanence in the Grave. I know what it does. There's someone there.
And at this point, I am crying. I am crying at this point. Because Ash plays Poly in my other Imperm column, not knowing it's Imperm obviously, but I'm like, I can Imperm the Sabers.
So... okay.
So that's two Polys down.
That's two Polys down.
Ash has said
I have discarded one for the record, because I was like, I've got 3 Polys in my hand. I don't know. I'm like, oh my god! Never before has he forced me. Have I ever been forced to use Fight for a Fusion on my fucking field? Not my graveyard. My field. The card that lets me fusion from my graveyard. I am now fusioning from my fucking field.
Hard fusioning with materials on the field, which is we're crying at this point.
We're crying. We're both crying with laughter. This is the most cursed match we've ever played. I mean, Ursarctics aren't exactly viable right now in Master of the Duel. They're not.
They're a rogue deck at best, and even then, I'm playing it in Master Duel where it's missing the fusion and it's missing some of the other cards. And this is not an optimal build for Ursarctic at all. And this is.
I'm playing actually fairly standard Fluffalist. I'm missing some of the extra deck stuff, but I haven't really needed it thus far. I'm doing good. But this is just like the mother of all bricks, right? So I'm just like, whatever. Okay, fine. Fight for Fusion. Get rid of those two. Bring in Tiger. Only 2 fusions, but that's fine. He's only got 2 cards on the field, so I destroy both.
But here's the key part. If you can pause it here.
Yep.
The key part is that fusion summon from Ash. Fusion summoning Fright for Tiger puts an extra 2 tokens on Big Dipper. Anyone who knows what Big Dipper does, because I've got.
It was at 6 when I summoned. It was at
6
when I summoned.
And because Ash summons Tiger, it gains 2, goes over 7. Because I have Big Dipper and an Ursarctic Synchro on the field, I can mind control one of Ash's monsters.
It becomes a quick effect, right?
It's a quick effect, because it's once per turn when a monster is special while I have a synchro, so it's a quick effect.
Yeah.
And so I get to Big Dipper Steel Tiger. I never would have thought I would ever resolve something like this.
But ironically, this is key to his victory. This is the worst part. This is the thing that wins him the game.
This wins me the game. Aside from Ash's very hard breaking.
Yeah.
If I'd gone for any other synchro monster, I would have lost here. Because I went for Septentrion, purely because I looked at it and I was like, okay, I need the draw power or something. Because surely Ash I'll end up drawing into an Ash Blossom or something, hopefully. And just as a Hail Mary, I have 2 in my hands, from after I summoned it. I'm like, okay, so we can go from here. So the standard stuff happens. I can chain Septentrion because this thing has been summoned, and then it sort of just plays from there. And it's turn 13.
Well, turn 13. This is not the last turn. This is not. Oh no. This isn't the last. No. Because this is the game that won't end. This is the hell of purgatory that we are both in. And I want to note that I probably should have surrendered at this point, right? I should have surrendered long ago, but we were so curious, just like, we have to see how deep this hole fucking goes. And so, he fucking mind controls my damn tiger. I at least destroyed them both. That happens at least. So he Septentrion gives him draw, which he draws card draw.
I pulled the Monster Reborn.
Now it's the end. I can't even fucking damage him. It's his draw phase. He's got that permanently, by the way. Right. Foolish Burial.
Yep, Foolish sends Jet Synchron.
Ursarctic Departure.
Into the draw 2, the Pot of Greed.
Yeah, the Pot of Greed.
Yeah, the Pot of Greed. Send Maxi, because nobody's special summoning anymore.
Yeah.
There's no need for me to keep it.
Oh, yeah, because you got rid of Jet Synchron, which is when it's...
So I Foolish Burial Jet Synchron. I use the Pot of Greed to discard Maxi, because I'm not going to use Maxi anyway. Like, it's not been used so far, it's a dead card to me. Draw 2, so I add to my hand
Your Pot of Greed, which one is it? Is it
beds.
McVillis, or is it...
No, the one I just played, the one I played on the field. That spell is the Pot of Greed. It's discard card, search any 2 Ursarctic monsters. Because I got I searched this off of Septentrion, because it takes any Ursarctic card. So I search with it Meek Polari, who is the monster search in the archetype, and also Migbliss, and then
Migbliss and Mectanus. So you got.
I searched.
So now you've got an actual hand, right? Like
so
this.
Now I've got a hand that I can do something within this archetype. I've finally got this going.
And this is where.
Yeah, so I Migbliss, send Megapolar, Migbliss effect, summon another from hand. Oh, sorry, send that, summon a level 7.
Yep.
Jet Synchron, send an Ash, summon Jet Synchron.
Synchro.
Into Dragite.
Okay.
So I have one spell negation.
Yeah. Okay.
And so right now.
But that's not lethal. That's not lethal. I'm still in the game. And I'm like, I've got to see how far this goes. Surely I can draw a Fluffle now.
Yeah, so as it stands, I have one spell negate on board. Ash draws her last Ash Blossom.
Which must have got shuffled into the deck by some effect that I didn't notice, because I had that in my hand. Oh no, that's right. I used Saber to put Ash Blossom back on top of the deck. That's why I drew it again. So I could summon Tiger, because I thought, this is the beginning of a combo where I can win. And it was not. It was not the beginning of a combo I could win.
It was not the beginning of a combo.
Because just like so, you know, it's fine. Like, play phase 2. Okay, fuck you. I'm at this point. I'm just crying defiance.
Yeah.
Imp chain in defense mode.
So at this point, we go.
And I'm like, okay, wait. Let me live. I have to see what I pull next. And he's just like, okay, sure, right? So he plays another turn, and he summons this, and he's like, I'm going to finally get to use this effect. And I'm like, no, you're not. I'm just going to fuck you, right?
Every time I've used Meek Polar this game, I think it gets negated. It's very sad.
Every time, yeah.
And then I go back into Polari, set another field spell. Like, I'm setting them up just in case shit goes wrong. I have a spell negate in the form of a Dragite.
I draw
a Tiger.
I finally get a Penguin. Now, the problem with that is I have no fusion monster. I have no polarization. I have nothing apart from Scythe, which allows me to quick effect during his turn, fusion summon, using Imp Scythe's ability. I don't need a polarization. Okay, I think end phase. Let's just have some fun. Now, I've got to know, because I don't think we ever made it to this point. What was the next card in my deck? Toy Vendor!
It was a Toy Vendor.
Right. So, hilariously, wouldn't have helped. Because I'll have an empty hand.
Too deep in the game for Toy Vendors to actually be useful. I top deck a Meek Polari. Finally, I'm actually going to get to resolve Meek Polari.
Okay, I activate Scythe. I'm like, you activate Meek Polari, but I fusion summon. I fusion summon my Daredevil for the sheer defiance factor. It's 3,000 attack, which means he has to at least maybe kill something. I have a scythe in the. I have 2 scythes in the graveyard, which means I can discard. I can banish those when he's about to destroy one of my Fright Furs, and it'll negate. So I'm like, maybe I can just hold on just for the memes at this point. I've got 400 points. Literally, if he attacks me with the fucking. If he attacks me with Polari, I die. So like, I was like, I'm not gonna win this. I'm just gonna waste his time.
Yep. And at this point, it's so I've searched with Meek Polari, so I'm searching Meek Polari. Ash has got 2 scythes engraved, can only use 1. So I need to find a way to pop one of those scythe effects to protect Daredevil, because otherwise I can't just crash Dragites. So I need to find a way to be able to get rid of Daredevil, because Daredevil's actually a problem with the scythe in the grave.
Yes.
And so I have to somehow, from this, which is doable in Ursarctic if you get the right stuff, but I think the main play that won me this entire game was Ash not knowing about Imperm.
Yeah, if it would, I think Imperm probably would have turned it, actually. Without Imperm, I would have been able to normal poly into Fright Fur poly, which means I could have tigered, because you summoned off the tiger, I think, didn't you?
Yeah, so what happened was, you summoned the tiger, and I got to steal your tiger off of that summon. So if you'd summoned tiger, if you'd polyed normally, summon tiger the first time, I'd then steal it. You could then fusion
into Kraken, destroy tiger.
Now, destroy tiger. And now you can play the game.
Now I can play the game. Like now Kraken has the same attack as tiger, so I'd have to use its effect, meaning I wouldn't have been able to hit your face. But it would have wiped your board and put you in a position where you really couldn't easily necessarily.
Oh, I would have absolutely lost because yeah, I would have absolutely lost there. No
you needed tiger, like as we said, that tiger steal was the thing that won you the game. Like 100%.
Tiger steal won the game because it took tiger away from Ash.
Yeah,
and it also because that was huge.
Yeah.
Like that was huge against.
It was such a huge play. It was this whole fucking one is cursed. I'm just gonna let it play to its thing because So I activate Penguin because I'm like, I want to pull, and he's like, no. so because he's had the Ash since turn
I've had this
10
for a while. At this point, I'm just like, I don't want to I don't want to let this just go on any longer. I just want this to end.
Yeah. So
I can.
He make Polars into this motherfucker who can
into Megabilis
who can banish
him from the grave.
Something from the grave.
So I believe I just banish a scythe just in case.
You banish a scythe just on the off chance that I could use it twice or something.
Just on the off chance.
Then he uses that to summon Grand.
Into Grand Chariots.
Which can destroy Devil.
Yep. Which can try and target pop, which then baits out the scythe. Has to bait out the scythe.
Yeah.
Well,
it has
to. Game anyway
I can't. Yeah. So now I scythe, and now he can.
Now I can crash drag and go for face.
Yeah. Of course, I take 500 life points off him because I can. Out of spite. And
that's how we had an 18-turn game of Fluffals versus Ursarctic.
18-turn game of Fluffals versus Ursarctic. And what's crazier is it's an 18-turn game of Fluffals versus Ursarctic where the Ursarctics fucking won.
The Ursarctics won after getting ashed on Meek Polari turn 1 for search and having no other play.
And then ashed again when you tried to Meek Polari again.
Two Meek Polari ashes.
And Ursarctic still fucking won. I just... that was the single most cursed fucking game of my life, and I would play it again. No, I wouldn't. That was awful. That was just... I just want to actually...
Ursarctic win.
Because we're here, I want to just prove... I want to prove that this fucking deck should not... Look at this. Look at it. Okay? Yep. This deck should not have bricked in the way it did. I pulled all of these, 2 of these, all of these, one of these, this, not this, all of these, and this, and all of these. I literally pulled everything I couldn't fucking use.
Yeah, Ash went through all three
out of
collies,
40 cards. Out of 40 cards, okay, so hang on. There's 10 per line? Yeah, 10 per line. Out of 40 cards, okay, I pulled, so 3, 6, 9, fucking 11, 14, quick maths, 15. Out of 45 cards, 18. Out of 40 cards, I pulled every single, I pulled 22.
Nearly every single non-Fluffle named card.
Yes, like literally, in fact, no, I didn't pull a single Fluffle named card. I only pulled Fright Fur and Imp. That's all I pulled. Everything else, I took from my own fucking deck. Like, all the polymerizations, except I think one were pulled from my deck. All of the Fright Fur patchworks, I only pulled one out of draw phase. The rest I imped into existence. Right? I literally, like, it's insane. One of the scythes I pulled manually, as well. I pulled same with one of the imps as well. I literally did everything I could to mitigate the RNG here. I pulled everything from my deck that I physically could that wasn't a Fluffle, just to make it so that I would draw a Fluffle next turn. And I drew exactly one Fluffle. 2, if you count the turn that he allowed me to live, just so we could see what I would pull. Half expecting, by the way, to pull my final scythe. It's just...
Oh my god, that's just so unbelievably
straight cursed. Like, that was the most... Incidentally, feel free to copy. I mean, this is like... I mean, I'm not quite sure why I have this in here, honestly. I have 2 tigers.
Bagooska's... Yeah, but no, Bagooska's a nice panic play. Like, if you somehow have 2 level 4s...
but it requires 2 level 4s, which means I've already stalled, right? I've already, like... Bagooska, like, if I've got 2 level 4s, right? And I can XZ summon into this, I've probably already lost. And the reason I say that is because that means I have no imps in my hand, or I have nothing but imps in my hand, because this
That's the thing, Ash. Bagooska would have won you the game.
It might have done, actually. Yeah, you're right.
It would have. You could have.
But I didn't have 2/4. I didn't have 2/4 levels at the time, though. By the time I got
that's true.
By the time I got another 4th level in my hand, you had a board that could have challenged me, because you had pulls. That was when you had the 2 defense Ursarctic on.
Well, no, I was gonna say, like, if you'd summoned the second chain chain you searched off of the summoned chain, and then summoned it and then Bagooska'd.
I couldn't, because I'd summoned that turn.
No, like the turn after, because you attacked directly, and then I summoned 2 bears.
I guess you're right. I could have done.
I mean, in full sight that far back, it's possible. I think at the time we were more focused on you actually trying to draw a Fluffle.
Yeah.
As opposed to going Bagooska past.
I guess I can detect one material. Yeah, I mean, like, it would have been 2 material, right? So, like.
Yeah, it would have been 2.
It would have lasted 2 turns, but would it have done anything? Done enough? That's the question.
It would have stopped. Like, when I'd gone, when I tried to go into, it would have stopped me using the bears to bear combo into Septentrion if you summoned it the turn before I did that. Because I had 2 face-up bears in defense, and then it went back to you. If you then
I guess I could have summoned him in face-up, and and that would have negated the activated effects. I guess it might have. Yeah. I don't know whether it would have won me the game. It might have stalled a little longer.
Yeah, maybe? It would have stalled a little longer. I don't know about winning. It would have stalled
after all my polys are in the graveyard. The only way I have to pull them is Cat. So the only way I have to pull them from the grave, and I only have one of him.
I mean, with the way the deck was being, with the way the deck was being drawn. Yeah. I don't know if it would have actually genuinely have mattered as much, but it was definitely a play that would have stopped me from clearing stuff off the board.
Yeah, maybe. Like it would,
And quite possibly would have stopped the Big Dipper play because I wouldn't have been able to chain summons.
True.
But yeah, that's a foresight thing.
That's
like
a
in the end,
foresight
that was a
thing,
very
like-
very fucked game.
I mean, I don't think anyone would blame you for not thinking of that. Holy shit! There you go, the most cursed game of Yu-Gi-Oh I have ever played in my life.
Oh jeez.